So as I said before, this section is about 40 bars long. The first 20 of which are the leading up from the dun 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 on the crashes, the 4-beat retard, into on the tambourine, and then the tom-tom fills and the various percussion offbeats and things like that. Now, the first problem that you need to overcome in learning something like this is just simply remembering the order of what you're doing. So in order to do that, what I usually do is, if I have a 20 or 30 or 40 bar section that has a lot of different endings, or it's let's say it's 2 common bars with another ending, and then 2 common bars, another ending. In order to memorize all those endings in the right order and perform them without thinking about them, what I like to do is break it down into those sections. So now we have this 40 bar section, which starts with a 20 bar section, which is now further broken into smaller sections yet. So in order to do that, what I would do is I listen to it, and then I literally sit down and write out what's going on. So in this case, the first ending, if you will, let's say we're going to break it into 20 endings, because every bar is different, although there are some repetitions, but we need to know the order of how they are performed. So the first one is just the double tom. It's just, okay, like that. And then there's a triplet on the low tom. And then there's a double triplet pattern. So you've got those 3 building blocks. Those 3 things happen repetitively. This one happens 10 times. This one happens 5 times. That one happens 5 times. So there's your 20 bars right there. Now, to make things more difficult, you're still going off beat, and there are 4 fills that are in between the other stuff you're doing. Let's start from scratch. At which point we have, I'll play it on the cowbell. It's some electronic sampling of some African drum or something like that, but it goes. So, but it's in between the. So the timing doesn't change at all in the way that Neil is playing. So it's as if he's playing this part against an already recorded piece of music, which is. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is play just the double floor tom part. So we're going to lead into it with the 4 crash retard. So it's. Okay, so that's not a really big problem. It's just a bit weird playing something on your left foot and not playing something on your right foot. And then, so now we're going to add the low tom triplet with the floor toms. Okay, so. Okay, so that's not a really big problem either, because we're still not playing our hands while we're playing our feet. So now the third part that we need to know how to do is the high tom triplet, low tom triplet combination, where now we're going to be playing a tambourine part in the middle of this triplet, okay? So that's going to be a bit weird at first. So let's just play the beginning section, the first 5 bars. I'll play it over and over again. So. Okay, so now you can play this triplet without disturbing your left foot and still hear both, and it's both smooth. We're going to introduce the stuff that's going to make it a little more difficult, which is the glue that holds this basic beat together, some other stuff in between. Now, Neil is a master at what I call getting back to the beat. In other words, if he's playing a repeated beat, he can very easily play something else in between where he needs the beat to go and still play that beat right on time, and it still sounds exactly the same. So his basic philosophy is, well, if I'm not playing the beat, I might as well play something else in between it. So it's in this case, there's a little shuffle rhythm on a. I play it on the cowbells. It's some electronic sample that he's got. I don't know what it is, some African drum or something. I play it on the cowbell. It sounds reasonably the same. And then there's an offbeat low floor tom, and then there's another high floor tom fifth 5-note pattern a little later in the beat. So let's play the whole thing and concentrate on the tambourine. And remember that we've got to play these 3 little fills in between the stuff that's holding it all together. So.